Coach, against such a high-level opponent, what did you think about your group's ability to come up with big play after big play down the stretch there to come away with the victory?
Yeah, I just told them in the locker room, proud of how they responded after last night, knowing we could play better basketball than we did. I was more proud of how they kept their composure the entire time, communicated at a high level of what we were trying to do and what we were trying to accomplish throughout that game. And you got to, our fans were great. Our guys were composed. They did it the right way. They trusted each other and got the stops when we needed them.
Anthony Black throughout the season, but just how did he help keep you guys afloat tonight, and what did you see from him?
Confidence, stepping into a shot, playing the right way, the things that we've talked about him being and doing each night. When he gets that ball in his hands, just looking to attack to get downhill, stepping into a shot, and then taking on the challenge of guarding one of the best guards in the league.
Oh, okay. Coach, obviously, Jokic got his 34, 21, and 12, but the Nuggets are kind of habitual in struggling offensively without him on the floor. How much of this game plan was, okay, we know he's going to get his, let's stop everybody else?
You got to give a ton of credit to our second unit, and I think J.I. did a tremendous job. They usually play through Valanciunas, and I think J.I. did a great job of taking that away. Our second unit did an excellent job of knowing their assignments, how to guard it, and then being able to take those stops and push it to the other end to kind of keep that game close.
Coach, is this a signature win for you guys, and how does it feel to get a win like this after last night?
It feels better. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a signature win. It's a win that, we know what we're capable of doing, and it's a great team that we played close there. We played 42 minutes of good basketball in Denver, and then coming back out here understanding what we were capable of doing, and our guys just responded the right way from how we played last night. And you challenge them, and these guys always find a way to respond.
Coach, 48 points in the first half, 79 points in the second half. What kind of mindset or adjustments did you do at halftime?
I think it's guys recognizing and feeling the game, reading what was going on within the game, making the right play, the right pass at the right time. I think we found a lot of that, down the stretch. I thought it was great that our guys just continued to trust each other and just continue to be aggressive as possible no matter what was going on within the game.
Coach, over the last 19 games, your group has committed the fewest turnovers per game in the NBA, another low turnover game tonight. How critical has that been for your group, and especially against a team like the Nuggets, not to give them extra opportunities?
It's so key for us because, being decisive in what we're doing. When you're open, you shoot it. If you're not, you put two on the ball, you come off of it and find the open man. And that's what I was saying down the stretch. We made the right play at the right time, and that's exactly why you can take care of the basketball, because you're not trying to force it.
You just sort of touched on the turnovers there, but what needs to happen for the road trip to look more like tonight than last night, energy-wise?
That's a pretty good question. We'll let you know when we get to Toronto.
Coach, do you put together your rotations in the game plan before the game? And we know the players know it's by committee, the next man up, and they have to stay ready when their number is called. But do you communicate what the rotation might look like with the team before the game, or is that something that just kind of happens throughout the game?
Well, you start off with a card of knowing what you want to do, but the game always tells you something. And so finding the right time, and you don't know that Wendell's going to foul out and you got to put J.I. in. You don't know that A.B. is going to pick up his third and fourth foul, so you got to find a way to get Jamal Cain in the game. So those are situations that the game tells you what to do, and we have a great coaching staff that continues to communicate those things with me within the game, what the right matchup might be as the game goes on.
To add on to those fouls, it was, I think, maybe 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter where they had already gotten in the penalty. How crucial is that to force a team like that to get in the penalty so soon in the fourth quarter?
And it's, you try to be one of our staples of getting downhill, attacking the basket, being aggressive, and then, trying to go the other end of not fouling. And that's what we got to continue to do as best as possible.
Thanks, Coach Mose.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Des, after a tough loss last night, how pleased were you with your group's response and to keep the composure it did down the stretch, making big play after big play?
Yeah, I thought it was big time. We lost a game that, we felt like we didn't come out and have our best performance and come back the next night and play a team like this that's, championship caliber team. It says a lot about our group and, how resilient we are and how bad we want to win.
We've talked a lot about the growth from Anthony Black. Obviously, you weren't his teammate until this season, but just what have you seen from him to be able to put a performance like tonight together, and just what did he provide for you guys?
I mean, he's put the work in. I was just telling the story about how he's, first guy back in the gym for his second workout of the day. He laid the foundation for a great season with the way he approached the summer and with the way he works. And I mean, he's vocal guy, talking about trying to get the group together and, play with heart, play with energy, do it on both sides of the ball. So I'm really happy for his growth, and he's a special player, and he's only going to get better.
Des, what were the adjustments and message at halftime like? You went off in the third, driving downhill, getting finger roll after finger roll, and then pulling up for the midi pull-up and just looking a little more aggressive right out of the gates in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I knew, that in order for us to win the game that I was going to have to get involved in some shape or fashion. And a lot of times when teams are blitzing me, sending two at me, I tend to defer and, just move the ball, which is nothing wrong with that. But, I knew I had to be aggressive and get myself going.
Des, you guys know what Jokic is capable of, and you really took advantage of the opportunity when he was off the floor. But even when he came back in the fourth, you were incredibly disruptive, especially on that final possession. How proud are you of the team for really keeping him in check?
I mean, it's impressive. I mean, you can do it to a team like that. You can do it to anybody. So this is something that we have to channel and continue to build off of. Celebrate the win tonight, enjoy it, but come back and go get Toronto on the road.
There's only 8 turnovers tonight from the team. Is that why you guys won tonight, or how? And if not, how big is it though?
I think it's huge. I think you can't just bucket it into one thing. I thought we did a lot of things well tonight, but taking care of the ball is something that we've struggled with at times this year. And, more possessions, more opportunities, helps our offense for sure.
I kind of asked Jamal this. What needs to happen for the road trip, energy-wise, to look more like tonight than last night?
To look more like tonight than last night? I think it's just our spirit. I mean, we can't get down on ourselves. If the team goes on a run or you're missing shots, missing assignment, that's something that we got to improve on, is turning the page faster, and not getting so wrapped up in ourselves, but get wrapped up in the team, get wrapped up in what we need to do this possession and the next possession to win the possession, to win the game. And I think that'll help, keep our spirits more even keel throughout the course of a game.
Thoughts on Jonathan Isaac and his energy tonight and really all season, accepting this role of just kind of doing whatever the team needs any given night?
Huge. I have little conversations with him before every single game. That's one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. He selfless dude. Brings it every single night, vocally and with his energy and effort. So I'm super happy for him. It seems like every time he's out there, he's making an impact. So I'm glad he's with us.
Thank you, Des.
Thank you.
We'll be back with AB.
AB, you spoke last night about how eager you were for your group to respond. How did you like the response tonight and your group's ability to remain composed down the stretch against such a tough opponent?
Yeah, I think, we just did a much better job of controlling what we could control. Like you said, keeping our composure. It was really calm in the timeouts, when the game was going back and forth. So it's just a good job by the coaches having us ready, and the players did a good job just staying poised and just winning a tough game down the stretch versus a good team.
AB, a career-high 38 tonight. How pleased with you are in seeing the results of just the continuous work you've put in and the jump that you've taken in year 3?
Definitely pleased. I feel like I put in, a tremendous amount of work in the summer, and I feel like this year is just showing. And I'm just leaning into it, leaning into my confidence and my abilities and what I worked on this summer for sure.
AB, you're shooting 40% from corner threes this season. You must have had 4 or 5 tonight. Honestly, I lost count. How did you feel when they left you open for corner threes multiple times to start the game and before hitting that step back over Jokic?
I was glad. But, it's tough to guard everybody. Like I always say, we got a lot of good players on the court, so it's kind of pick your poison. It's other dudes out there that you don't want shooting the ball, so I guess, you got to choose somebody and live with it. So my teammates doing a good job getting me ball and I'm open, and I'm just shooting it.
AB, over the last 19 games, your group is committing the fewest turnovers per game in the NBA. What are you doing on that end to take care of the basketball so well? And then committing only 8 of them tonight against the Nuggets, how big is that to value the basketball against opponent and not give them extra possessions?
I think it's huge. To start of the year, that was something we talked about a lot, winning the turnover battle, taking care of the ball. And we haven't been talking about it as much lately, so that means we're improving. Obviously, when we play against top 3 team or whatever in their respective division, it's a good test, and I think we did a good job taking care of the ball. And just getting shots every possession. I think that's the most important thing, is getting the ball up and on the rim, so we're doing a lot better job of that.
You guys obviously know what Jokic is capable of, and you really took advantage of his absence when he was on the sideline. But you were incredibly disruptive when he came back in, especially on the last possession. How happy with your guys' effort to contain him as best as you could?
Super happy. Obviously he's a tremendous player. There's not really an answer for him on the defensive end, but we knew it was a 5-man job coming into the game, and we just did a good job. Wendell did a great job. Making it tough for him, being physical with him. And then the rest of the guys just did a good job being in the gaps, forcing them to get off the ball at times, and just closing out, and then, playing on the backside from there. I think we did a good job, even though, he had what he had.
You were guarding Jamal a lot tonight, pests on defense, forcing turnovers, even got the stop to win the game at the end, deterring him from shooting. What are the challenges in guarding Jamal Murray, especially in that 2-man game, running around those screens and handoffs with Jokic?
Like you said, it's just tough. He does a good job creating space to come off the screen, causing some indecision, between the guard and the big, in that little dribble handoff action or top of the key handoff. So it's tough action, but, you just got to try to fight through the screens, communicate 1 and 5. And just try to bring him inside the three-point line. He made a lot of tough shots this game and the last time we played him, so he's just a good player, and you just got to work really hard and try to limit him. It's a tough assignment.
Thanks, AB. All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you.